possible?
We the AFL them widows, the government promised us our husbands benefits and up to now we can see it.
No good road, no good school. The health sector poor. Now anything that can jack a bottles. Then politicians stay giving us empty promises. What happened now?
Who the just? In fact, who rather lay in a complaint to? They will listen to all what in power. After election time, people know how important. After election, when we talk, they say we are not a minority.
Yeah. They say the evil a man does live after him, but the good is often tear with his own. So let it be with Caesar. And what for Clipper? If for Clipper, my people tired suffering. We need a change. Listen. You not need to tell me what's happy. I can see it in your eye, no something happy. I can see it. You're not talking, but your heart talking. Telling me you're hungry, you're not getting nothing. You're bold, you can't afford. Some of your life more than dig hole and cover hole. Some of your lost you the civil war. Some of your breadwinners said you won't come and say no job. You're fed up with the hard living. Just to survive, some of your inner in the street baking. We call the people who don't have y'all. Who you're voting for? Look at how they turn their back on y'all. They lie. They're not finished with the poverty reduction strategy. They lie to your division 2030. So empty. So collect and give it. At the end, they defeat all of your improperty. Calamity. I wish I was a millionaire. And someone there I know and Ryan, let me make it clear. Instead of joining politics, I will build houses. Get loans to the poor so they can pay taxes. Yeah.
We could eat it, Janu. We could eat it, Janu.
You can't see, you get mob, you can't talk, your folk can't even walk. Tell me, people hating you because you hear the cap. They go, why you got the man in the cap? Tell you, no all in the community. What if I say it for those with disability? Then come and say they reopen the school. You now see, hungry people go to school. Instead of giving job to the jobless, hope to the hopeless, home to the homeless. They manipulate the system and make it worse. Now they come on make it even by the cup of rest. One man in more than 3 positions. They same thing they were against when they were opposition. You tell me what we leading to. So they think they got peace and justice, nothing for the poor. To be your money, they want you sell your soul. Either you cross the road or you bend down low. All I lie, I pray that my people rise. That one day God will show they all of them cry. Wallah, when we could eat it, Janu. We could eat it, Janu.
You know, when I see my country blessed with all the natural resources, and yet and still I see my people living in agile poverty, then I question myself, where have we gone wrong? I just wish I had the power to share the national cake, so everybody can have a taste.
For all they say, we go to school, so no job for all, we get pregnant. Hustling in the screen and they have money beyond do. I think they want to all they take our market. What do they want to do now?
Well, I'm a graduate of the state-run university, and everywhere I have applied, they are asking me for 10 years experience, and that is impossible.
We the AFL them widows, the government promised us our husbands benefits and up to now we can see it.
No good road, no good school. The health sector poor. Now anything that
All right. No good road, no good school. Our health sector is poor. Veteran, good morning from my end. I know it's after 4, some minutes after 4 at the end. Due to time, we have changed our time. Our time have already changed, so you guys are 5 hours ahead of us currently. So that's the reason I'm saying good morning from my end. So albeit sorry for keeping all of our esteemed follower waiting. Today is another fascinating day to discuss on human interest stories. So whatever you be watching from, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, based on your location. Welcome to the Humanity Conversation. The Humanity Conversation is a podcast that highlights major human interest stories and development in Liberia and other part of the world. Today is Monday. Today is Monday, the 3rd of November, 2025. And I'm Morrison Dyson Jr. serving as co-host as usual on the Humanity Conversation Recess Period segment, along with my colleagues in studio, Gabriel S. Blambo and Ambassador Paul Napido, sitting in studio with me. So today, basically, we're going to be discussing on our topic having to be today the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delays. So our discussing point was centered around the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delay in Liberia. Yes, so this will be our focus point for today on the recess period segment. So I will take few minutes of our team. So when I get back, we're gonna go straight to the rest of the panelists, and then we can just pick up from there. So please stay tuned with us.
Jacka both those. Then politicians stay giving out empty promises. What happened now?
Who don't just, in fact, who rather lay in a complaint to? They will listen to all what they in power. After election time, people know how important. After election, when we talk, they say we are Muslim minority.
Yeah. They say the evil in man does live after him, but the good is often tear with his boot. So let him be with Caesar. And what for Clipper? If for Clipper.
Yeah. So what for the Liberian people should be giving back to them. Yeah, it is time for our people to wake up and listen to some of the ills in society. Everything can be politics. So I would like to say welcome to the Humanity Conversation Research Period, whatever you be watching from. My name is Morrison Dyson Jr. I'm present in studio with my colleagues Gabriel Blamo alongside with Ambassador Do. So gentlemen, welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, Mr. Darcy. I want to say hello to you and to Mr. Doe and to all our followers who are now off. So I want to say hello to you all. The topic today is actually an interesting one, as is regards to teachers, which we play a very and pivotal role in society in terms of educating our younger ones and even the elderly ones too. Yeah, so it's interesting, and I want you to keep up with us, and then we all share our own experience together, share our own ideas together, and then find ways we can find solutions to some of these problems that we are faced with within our society as a whole. So once again, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, my dear brother Blamo. So Ambassador Do, are you there? Ambassador Do, are you there? You coming in with audio? Okay, so Blamo, probably Ambassador Do facing some problems, so we can just continue from there. Like you see the topic on a discussion which having to be the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delay. There have been a couple of the research I've been doing since our colleagues dropped the topic in our chat room. So before moving forward, I'd like to say to our dear brother Amadou Morris, wherever you may be, we say we're keeping it tight behind your back and we're keeping the show moving. Amadou put in for an excuse due to some busy schedule at his work site. He will be absent from the podcast for this week, and then we have to just keep it up to run it until the week can finish. So Amadou, we get your back. We here, wherever you are, we wish you all the best, buddy. So thank you for always being with the Humanity Conversation. I know where you are currently, you still want to be following. So Blamo, the topic on the discussion we have it to be the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delay. Yeah, we noticed that there are a lot of challenges teachers as a whole go through in Liberia when it comes to their salary, when it comes to getting stopping and other things to be able to help their family live a better life. Yeah, we see in our country, people don't respect teachers. Yeah, people don't respect teachers. They just pay teachers any kind of and money they want to pay teachers based on the school the teacher, the person may be teaching. Yeah, so there are a lot of schools back home that proprietor or proprietors just operate, and then all of a sudden, if you see the salary structure for these teachers, you actually feel bad about it. Some of it, you see somebody teachers earning 30,000 Liberian dollar, 4,000 Liberian dollar a whole month. Why can 3,400, 3,000 or 4,000 Liberian dollar do for an individual who having family, who's supposed to pay rent, when who having other necessity things to look after themselves and their family, and then you paying them 3,000, 4,000 Liberian dollar. If you having to and put it into US, it will be equivalent to like $20 US. Can you imagine that in Blambo? Can you imagine
I
that?
tell
So
you.
it's kind of a crazy out there for teachers out there, and teacher play a virtual role in our society. They play a key role in our society. Today is because of teachers. Some of us able to sit here, or some of us able to go out and even talk to people, or read some things that are in place that people can be able to read from us. So it comes from teacher. If we never had instructors sitting in the classroom guiding us through the process from scratch to 12th grade before we get out of high school, or some of our enter university, definitely they won't be outspoken or will be frequent in speaking like this. So teacher play a virtual role in our society, and there is need that the government pay key attention to these teachers, so that they can be able to put more attention to the lesson. So I believe some of these things that you see and teachers accepting money for grade, it derived from these things. So if the school is well equipped, if there's system put in place that the government is fully supporting this instructor, that and students will even get a mindset, they will stand in front of the instructor and say, oh yes, I want you pass me, so I can give you money. No one will get a mindset to do it. If you go in the Western world, you don't see these things, because the instructors are well paid. They are well paid, so you don't see students going to them telling them, say, "Oh, I want to bribe you so that you can pass me." If students don't want to pay attention to the lesson because they feel that at the end of the academic year, they will go to the teacher. The teacher don't have any other option but to accept money for grade because of their
Mhm.
salary, and the loaner of their salary. So you don't have any option to do but to accept bribe for grade. So I came across I came across some research, and when it comes to teachers' salaries in Liberia, I've seen it somehow confusing, because from two different website that focus on Liberia. So it's kind of a confusing. The first research I did, the BDES, which is the BDES, the BINDES website, said the salary of teachers in Liberia. They said the average salary in the education system in Liberia is from $25, like I was saying, Blamo, is from $25
Yeah. Uh,
up to 56. Similar thing I was just saying just now. Like
yeah. That's what.
if you convert 4,000 Liberian dollars or 5,000 Liberian dollars, you'll be in the range of 25 or $20 US, like I was saying. So
Yeah. Every 2.5
before
months.
yeah, right before me, that's the same thing I'm saying here. They say the average salary in education system in Liberia is from $25 and up to $57. Average university teacher receive $57. College teacher receive 53 dollars. School teachers earn $46. Sociologists in education system in Liberia receive in the month $37. Speech therapists respectively $36. So they just did all of they dropped down. Reason where they got all of these this figure for all these salaries from, it based on the job website that have been published in Liberia, where people go apply for job and other things. And if you know that people applying for job, you see the starting salary, they will indicate the starting salary on the job website. So based on that, they get all of these things. So they did a breakdown. But again, I came across another post. I came across another one that said it was from it was from the Ministry of Education. I think it was somewhere in March 2026. If I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere in March 2020, March or September. Yes, let me just be exact. It came from the acting Minister of Education, Anthony Yenke F. Fopa, and have a brief press briefing from Mikra. And then in this, I would like to read it for our audience for the benefit of them. Probably some of them didn't come across it in Blambo. And when I go through it, you'll be able to give your own fair analysis or your own view on it. It's the acting minister said, reassuring teachers, students, and parents of the government commitment to improving Liberia's education sector. He outlined progress on teacher payroll, regulation of school fees, and ongoing infrastructure project. FOCPA disclosed that 417 of volunteer teachers have been processed. 417 volunteer teachers have been processed to receive salary beginning September, which is this year, beginning September, while an additional 600 have been cleared and are waiting final signature at the Civil Service Agency. So before I continue, I would like to welcome Ambassador Doe to the conversation. Ambassador Doe, welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Darcy, and thanks to Blamo. I had some issue with the network, but at least it has been adjusted now, so we can move. Thank you so much, and thanks to our audience for their patience.
Thank you so much for doing everything possible to join the podcast. So today, our discussing point having to be the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delay. And thank you serving as an instructor you on this podcast. Probably you're going to dive into it for our audience to know about it. But you made a conversation on that. I was just reading from the acting Ministry of Education and Ministry of Education Anthony Yankee FOCPA. So I was just reading on his press briefing from Mikra. So I was just trying to just show light on this so that our audience can do, and then you can follow from there. So like I said, FOCPA disclosed that 417 volunteer teachers have been processed to receive salary beginning September, which were they gone September, while an additional 600 have been cleared and are waiting final signature at the Civil Service Agency. He also said all volunteer teachers identified during the payroll cleaning exercise are expected to be fully enrolled by the end of October, which was the last month, October. So he said, we see you, we hear you, and we value you, FOCPA said, directly addressing volunteer teacher. He cautioned, however, that teacher receiving government salary but refusing to report to that assigned classroom will be removed from the payroll. That's what he said. Again, he said, according to FOCPA, no teacher on the Ministry of Education payroll now and below $185 US. And then he said, following adjustment made in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance and Development. And then he added again, he said, more than 900 teachers has benefited from salary upgrades, though the ministry will continue to advocate for better compensation and improve working conditions. So the acting minister also warned school against charging graduation fee outside of the official schedule proposed by the Ministry of Education. So Ambassador, though you just listened to this and you serving as an instructor, can you please show light on some of these things so that our follower can know, then Blambo can come in? Or if you want to get a chance for Blambo to give his view, because Blambo been on the call, and then you can come in later. I don't know how you see it.
Yeah, let him do.
Yeah, I think Blambo.
I'm a professional teacher.
Yeah, I think.
The message you professional teacher, so you need to come in first.
I read a topic this morning is actually fascinating, and from the ministry angle, I think the information provided by one of the ministers, where it is true, because in time past we saw group of volunteer teachers, protesting about their services to government institutions, and they are not yet being incorporated. So they gather on the banner of raising awareness for government to listen to their plight to come in. And I think the salary structure mentioned, while it is true I'm not on government payroll, but as Gabriel said, as a professional teacher, as a veteran who have been in the field since 2014, I have some friends that are working with government, and I think the salary mentioned there is real, because some of them, government now is paying by credential. So I believe that the amount that you just read People with C certificate, money different. People with BSc and people with master or PhD in a classroom don't have the same salary. But I agree with him now. Uh, Teachers in Liberia under the government arrangement are taking more than $180. And I think that have gone across even to the police. So I think the police as well has taken such amount because I followed that too from one of the press briefing as well. So I think the information there is real.
All right, so there's
Yeah.
another thing. The $185 that he said teacher receiving, basically it's only for government and teacher, yeah, civil service teachers, right? And private teachers are not included, right? It's only based on the civil service teachers that teach in government school. That's what I want to
Yeah.
know.
So the $185 is only restricted to government, to public institution, not private institution. For me, I work with a private institution. My salary is now $185.
Okay, so there's another thing because one other website did their own research and analysis when it comes to the salary and structure about teachers in Liberia, which is the BDES. They said that the average salary in education system in Liberia is from 25 up to $57. It is true. You serving as an instructor, is that true? From your own
Yes.
personal experience.
Yes. I think the information on the website is credible because now private schools in Liberia pay as per enrollment. Like most 90% of the private schools in Liberia pay by enrollment. Yeah. So some schools like just from the beginner level, I know some schools they still paying 5,000 around here, and some are still paying 10,000 to 12,000. I won't be ashamed to call my salary on this platform. I work for 12,000 as I speak to you, and that's the reality.
Okay, so you work your okay. Thank you for disclosing your salary on
Oh yeah.
the podcast. We appreciate you. At least people can learn from you that you should be proud of what you earn, regardless of the 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 delay of the salary coming in. You should be proud of what you're working for. So I believe the 12,000 that you're talking about is based on your school standard that you're receiving 12,000, or it is
Yeah.
because of your position in the school that you currently occupying that making you to make 12,000. Because we noticed that teachers around in various private schools, some of them salary at 5,000, 6,000, 4,000. So how is it that you making 12,000
So
comes from your
yeah,
position over?
and anyway, you are not a teacher, so you don't understand the word I use. I use the word enrollment. Enrollment has to do with the number of students you have in the institution. So sometimes the school look at the enrollment. Some schools, some private schools don't even pay, they don't pay because of your credential. Because you know that I hold a BSc degree, so and I teach from 7th grade to 12th grade. From 7th grade, I teach general science, and from 10th grade to 12th grade, I teach biology. But yet the school offered me 12,000. So the schools in Liberia are offering. So most of the private schools in Liberia are offering teachers the salary. First of all, not based on your credential, but based on enrollment. So like in our district, the higher amount teachers get, some people got 8,000, some get 9, some get 10, some get 6, some get 5. Yeah, some get 5, some get 11, some get 12, 13, 14. The highest here for some private schools here is 15,000. Yeah.
The
So
highest
they pay you
15,000.
based on the enrollment. The highest 15,000 for most of the private schools here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. So it,
come in.
yeah. So if you see schools that are paying, this is why I gave a range. I said 90% of the private schools pay below the range. The balance 10%, these are big or like they faith-based schools that have been in existing for a long time, that have huge enrollment, which is huge number of students, and their fees are very high. Because also the schools here pay based on enrollment and the number of fees they charge. Then they pay teachers. So the 10% out of the 90%, you see them paying teachers, let's say $150, they or $100 from that range, from 150 to 100. The 10% of the 90% are just called. But 90% of the schools here in Liberia, of the private schools here in Liberia, pay teacher from 12,000 down. The balance 10,000 will pay you maybe from 15 to 20 to 25,000 up. But the schools that you see with, for example, you will find this thing happening to Lokere, you'll find it happening to the Catholic system, the Baptist system, the Methodist system. The only way you see another smaller school doing it, unless maybe that school have a foreign support that is not actually looking at the enrollment, but their support is coming from overseas. Like for Eastern, they have partner there that is supporting the school. Sometimes they can offer the teacher 100, 120. But once the school is depending on the number of enrollment, the higher amount they offer you here will be 10,000, 12,000, 6,000, 8,000, 9,000. 5,000 is the least. Yeah. So, and they're not paying you as per your credential, as per your qualification. They are not paying as per qualification and credential. Sometimes they pay you based on your workload. When I mean workload, it means the school is willing to give you a loan to teach more than 3 subjects. Maybe you are teaching you are teaching general science, you are teaching biology, you are teaching chemistry. Then they offer you that. Then they offer you such amount based on the workload. But I say to you for free, private school teachers in Liberia are undergoing serious challenges. The issue of the salary delay that we are talking about, yes, you will see like the way the school year just started. Now parents are registered, parents paying money. So for the first 3 months, from September, October, November, and maybe December, you will have the free flow of our salary. But once you enter deep into the first semester, going to the second semester, across the country, you will see private school teachers suffering and to get their salary on time, because at that time, the money they collected from the parents, they finish using some for salary payment. They have already finished using some for renovation work or other work. And you know that private school, the main reason most people form their school system or their school is to maximize profit. So they can take the money for personal aggrandizement without considering that this teacher is giving his all. And you said it right when I was following the show, that this thing leads to bribery. You know, is that because some of us, we are on the platform, but thank God Gabriel is there. Some of us, when we were managing school, we told people, no, when we're going to school, nobody take money from us. So the issue of allowing students to give us money, it was strictly prohibited under our watch as principal. And thank God I have somebody who's evidence there. He worked with me on our principal. So even the schools that we are teaching now, we can call all the schools to do your research. The issue of allowing students to give us money, we feel that no, because the schools we graduated from, I graduated from the Catholic school system in Maryland County, St. Francis High School. I dare you for you, the student, to get teacher money, because they were paying the teachers and they were working with integrity and they were working with distinction and clarity. So that is part of us. But on a serious note, as you said, and I want to agree with you on this popular platform, there are many schools in Liberia that the corruption in the school is rampant because of the delay of teacher salary and the little money they are offering teachers. That is so. Only a few people with integrity will say no. I can hold $50 from the students. I can hold maybe, and because that's small money, man. Come here. And you know, and we are building the capacity of the children. But actually, this topic is actually one of the best topic I think we have been discussing here so that the world can understand how teachers in Liberia, most especially private school teachers in Liberia, are undergoing that. So I don't want to hire for you. That's my salary. I work for 12,000. If you want me to send you my, because they can give, or I don't know, I could say paycheck or what they can call, I can send it to you.
You want to send me
I
your
can send-
paycheck? You want to send your
I
paycheck
want
to
to send
me?
you my, I want to send you my paycheck to tell you that it's real. I can send you my paycheck.
No, Ambassador, I believe it already. So, okay, there is it, right? You actually think that's how it's supposed to be for private school to depend on the current academic year to be able to pay their instructors? You actually think that how it's supposed to be because they run these schools for many years. So you should always get a plan. You should always get a plan ahead of the current academic year that will be coming so that you can't depend on that identical fees that you'll be collecting for students to pay your teachers. So if you plan ahead of time, that say, oh yes, the amount of teachers that will be hiring this year. Let's see how many dollars would you be able to spend on this teacher to cover the entire academic year. So if you do all of that planning and you know that, oh yeah, there's the amount you're supposed to get, I think you can start to work in that from your past budget. That instead of relying on students to come pay school fees and then you pay teachers from that identical money. I believe these are some of the delayed tactics. These are some of the reasons that teachers receive their salary and behind time. So, Mr. Doe, I don't know how you see it. You actually think that should be the actual process for private schools always doing this kind of a thing? No.
Yeah, so for me, that system is wrong. And let me be bold, Morrison and Gabriel. Liberia, our problem, that system. I
No
won't serve
system.
as a principal. I won't serve as a principal, and I told you, Gabriel and myself work together. When our principal, I hired Gabriel. He's a very good teacher too. I think I learned that he stayed in the school. That's why I'm not there, and he's contributing positively. The ministry said in one of the documents that I read as principal, you should open an account and have some good sum of money in the account that whenever you have a problem, you are stranded, you will be able to go to that account to pay the teachers.
How it's
But
supposed to be.
and how it's supposed to be,
How
that
it's supposed to
system
be.
is part of it. Actually, that's why I said all this. I'm saying to you, Darcy, the issue of implementation in our country that we're lacking. But everything that's supposed to be on paper, it is on the paper. My man,
Yeah,
Labrador man, good.
we have said
Labrador
this
man, good at
1,000
craft.
times.
Labrador man, good at crafting document. When I document business, Morrissey, any
But the
document you want in this
the
country
implementation is the
yeah.
problem.
But
The
the
implementation,
implementation is the problem.
the
Why you
implementation is
saying
the
that?
problem.
Why you saying that today, Morrissey? If you want to left for Easter now, you are in the States, you want to open school. The person you're going to hire to open your school, the document they will be signing, it will tell you everything. The ministry even want you to have teacher money the first 6 months of the teacher
Yes,
salary should be kept somewhere
yes.
because they know that for parents to pay fees, it will take time.
It will
So you
take
must
time.
have an amount in your account that will be able to pay teacher for more than 6 months.
You can't rely
And
on the
Morrissey,
money. You can't rely on the money
let
parents come and pay for the
let
academic year. Then you say you won't pay a teacher out of it. You can't rely on it. Meaning
let me
your
tell
teacher do not receive salary.
let me tell you, Morrison, and this is the reason why today you see schools in Liberia that are not paying their teachers on time. Schools in Liberia that are not paying their teachers on time, the principal, the VPR, because the VPR is the head of teacher calling vice principal for instruction, don't have control over the teachers. Because if you're not paying the man on time, what happens? The man goes to work any hour he or she feels, goes to work. But once you are paying them on time, even when the money is not much, but that person know that this is the amount that I'm working for, the person will give their time, they will give their best, and they will always be on the campus, and the student will receive, the best from the teacher. But once you delay the teacher salary, there you live in Liberia before, Morrison. You know that like we're coming for on campus some minute after 2. I don't have no work to do again. So the only thing you'll see me doing, maybe if I'm checking people like now, you can see I'm trying to work on some report for the school. So that's the only work I will be doing. So if you delay the salary, how do you expect me to cater to the needs of my family and myself? So sometimes when we wake up from school, when we wake up from bed, I'm sorry, we are in a state of dilemma, whether we should go there today or we should stay home and do different hustle. Because you can't be giving your time and then you yourself, you have nothing to eat. Your family does not have anything to eat. So I think the government, let us come back again. The government need to reinforce some of those policies that they have on the book so that it can be implemented fully. That's the only way you will see that the school system in Liberia will continue to be vibrant. Yes. And actually, there are few schools I should put my neck on chopping board for that are paying their teachers on time. Despite the money is little. They are doing their best. They are doing their level best paying the teachers on time. But more than 65% of the private school delay payment in this country, and they are suffering teachers. Actually, they need to change. The ministry needs to hear it. The ministry needs to send people in the field to reinforce those things that are happening, because teachers are the bedrock to every given society. Thank you so much.
So we'd like to hear from Gabriel. So Gabriel, we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, and thank you, Chairman. And as you said, I'm actually a testament to your leadership when it comes to the school administration, because I served as teacher under your guidance for 2 years. All right. So when it comes to the topic under discussion, I think this topic under discussion is the sole reason, is a root cause of our academic system going the drain. Right, and teacher challenges and a delay in salaries, because the delay in salaries and teacher challenges, because teachers are the ones who are providing the technical know-how to students. And if these people who are providing technical know-how to students are not in that kind of motivational spirit, or are not being paid on time adequately, definitely all other things will follow behind will just go in the drain, as we are experiencing now, right? Because when we are talking about teacher, we all know that when a person is motivated, that person can come out with his best potential. When a person is motivated, that person always want to stick around his job, always want to learn and get new ideas on this job, right? But teachers are not being teacher in service is one of the major issues. And I can tell you, the reason why teacher is not motivated mostly is because of salary. It's just salary, because and someone would not pull his all time. Okay, like now you see there are a lot of teachers now have 2 to 3 working places, right? Like, because one cannot be able to suit at least even like 50% of the teacher basic needs. But we're not talking about what the teacher wants different, but the teacher basic needs are things that are important, because he too or she too is also a family person, right? But now when you look at our education system, it's being scattered around due to this issue that we're discussing now, teacher motivation and salary delay, right? So as Chairman already said, but you cannot have full control of someone who you are not paying on time and you are not paying properly. No, even you that be administrator or the principal or the VB, your own self conscience will not make to be able to even chastise the person, even call the person other often. No, your own conscience will be the major issue for you, right? So the issue of teacher and salary and the delay within teacher salary or motivation is very much important, and I feel that it is a root cause to the issues that we are faced with, the issue of our education system, right? Because okay, this time when we have our virtual classrooms, right? You see, and students, even students now are being demotivated in learning. Reason being too is because teachers often request money for them. And let me make this clear. I'm not like in support of teachers that take money from students, right? But at times it is like survival of the fittest. Because some teachers had to use transportation to go to work, right? Some when they go to work, they have to find lunch and they can eat, right? Some have family to their houses and they can feel. But if other things are being missing, right? Then how can you expect what you expect that person to do, right? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's very much wrong. But when it comes to the issue of survival of the faith years, they become different thing. It become far different thing, right? So, okay, like the information that you read concerning I think one of the ministers from the ministry there announcing of teacher salary when it comes to the governmental side. I think that the government too has not been doing well over time. Not just this government, but government have come and go. Not been doing well over time because if you have a set of salary structure, which I can say not bad, right, for teachers within your own direct supervision, that is good. But how are you looking at the other side? Because the issue is not just for government teachers. No, the issue is for librarian teachers, right? So if you are paying and teachers from the government side only, right, and you are giving them $1,150 and above, in fact, there are fewer government schools as compared to private schools in Liberia. Even if we do a percentage, the private school in Liberia will be around 80 to 90% of the total schools here in Liberia. Right, so if you're paying, if you sell a salary structure for people only at the side, at least not too bad. So what are you doing too with those from the other side, those are in the private sector? Because I know that for sure that private schools send her teachers salary structure to you, because you are the one who carry on the regulations, right? So you seeing that kind of salary structure, you seeing, and you're not doing anything about it. And this is absolutely wrong and has been happening over time and it's still going to be happy. So I don't see that news has been something very or big news for both of us. Maybe for those that are always on the payroll, they're gonna be happy about that, which I'm not against too, right? But it's not a big news. It will only be a big news if government try to step in to in the private sector too and see if there could be an improvement too in those that are there. But if you want to step in with issues with people that are under your direct supervision and let the bulk of the other people out to make 4,000, 3,500, and then even the little sensor they can even have it in time, then there is no big news with that. That is not a gain for us. At all, it's not a gain for us. So what I think is, and national government should step in, even if they get to the issue of closing some of the schools down that are not prepared, let it be closed down. Yes, even if we get to that issue, because this is actually spoiling education system. Is actually spoiling.
I said it before,
students are not more concerned about studying again.
I said it before.
Students are not more concerned about studying again because teachers are also taking money from students to pass them. So some students will read the note and then dash it down, and the teacher will have a money later and he or she will pass. This is why I've been causing our mass failure even when we come to national exams. Right, so government have to step into for the other side, not just only for those on the government payroll. So this is completely wrong, and this needs to actually be it takes fewer teachers. There are fewer teachers, even non-administrators now. Administration now, not even for trying to fee. Yes, administration now, they can't even for trying to fee.
Because it will bring bad stigma to the school. It will bring bad stigma to the school. Students will leave from the school.
Students will leave from the school. So they want a student to fee. So instead now, you do something. You do something for the training. The parents again for that fee that is. Seeing it, it's also bad for all of us. It's bad for our nation. It's bad for the whole future now. Things are getting worse for us.
Yeah, like you say, the Ministry of Education actually need to step in. Yeah, like you say, Blamo, the Ministry of Education actually need to step in and supervise all of the various schools in Liberia. Not only the government school they should pay attention to, because the government schools are not many as compared to the private schools. So if you want to focus on the government school, why? Because of the private school, there will be a lot of corruption in the private school. Students will not pay attention to that lesson. They feel that they can go to school and pay teacher any amount for them to get grade. And teachers too won't have time because they feel that the money the private school paying there is sufficient to feed their family. So they will say, but I prefer not go to school today. Let me just say assignment. That's how you see assignment flow most of the time. You see pamphlet coming around. You see teachers, you go on education ministry, you see instructors and they're just printing pamphlet and other stuff. If you have on this thing, because they won't get money from the students. They won't get money from the students. So these things actually need to look at, and the Ministry of Education need to step in. You can't just focus on the education ministry. The ambassador do on the call attesting to it. You on the platform attesting to it. he alone can say this. I guess he having some things that he want to put in place, but he alone can do it. And he having the
Oh yeah.
experience that he having the experience to serve in the capacity as principal. He having vast knowledge when it comes to these things, but he alone can do it. You see it? He alone can do it. So the government need to pay attention. These are things that people need to hear about. These are things that Liberians need to talk about. Teachers out there need to express their own personal stories out there so people can listen to it. Bro, you see, if everybody just be keeping quiet on some of these things, I don't think our government feet will be over the fire.
Yeah,
We
that's
need to
me
put,
coming small.
yeah.
Yeah, you are right. And I think Blamo said it right. With the issue of salary, for government to look at even the salary from the private schools. Blamo said it right. Because every academic year, like the way now we are in academic 2025, 2026, the DOs across the district, the schools that are under them, they will request for teachers' credential and salary structure from the school. They will see that principals or administrators will submit salary that are very small. They will only keep it in their offices without meeting the minister when they go have meeting with the D or the CEO to flag the issues. They will not even, because let me be bold to you. For me, when I was principal, I refused to do it. When they asked for our salary structure, I was paying teachers as a principal. They were giving me $6,000 or Liberian dollars. I was giving Gabriel 5,000 Liberian. Yes, but Gabriel is on the platform.
Principal, you receiving 6,000. Damn.
Yeah,
We are only contributing because we came from we struggle for education. I told you on the platform that I was in.
It's so frustrating, man. To be honest, yeah. To be honest, the reason you see me scratching on it because Ambassador Do that money down there. Seriously, that money down there.
Yeah, but if one thing that we know, like for me, as I said on the platform before, that I was in 5th grade in the Aricos 1995, my father died. I know what it takes for me to gain the little education I have gained from my big brothers, my big sister, and other friends or humanitarian helping. So for me to give back to others, I see it very important than what I'm going to have. Because what I believe as also a Christian, I believe that everything we are looking for is a vanity. The only thing that will resonate with your life is the impact you make in the life of these children. And let me share this. Most of the children are taught in a school. Most of them graduated a year. Some of them came back to look for me. Like I was sitting to where I'm sitting now at my place here. They came back to say, "Oh, Mr. Doe, we're about to graduate. Thank you." And I was not able to give them money because I don't have. But the fact of the matter, at least they are getting high school knowledge. I feel proud. Although the money is not enough, but that's the system. Yeah, that's the system. So what really the government need to, the DEOs, the CEOs need to put in place every necessary mechanism. Let me tell you, CEOs and the DEOs, staff or staffers in your office will not come. They will come to the school without asking, say, "Oh, you are submitted the salary that you are paying your teachers. Let me see your payroll to confirm." They don't do it. The only thing they will cover your campus, at the end of the day, they will pay their way. That's all. The full implementation is lacking. So for me, as I said, every year when our principal, when they ask me for the students' salary structure, I say when I give a Blamo, I say give a Blamo 5,000. I can't even amend to it because what I'm not paying the man, I can go increase it somewhere else different. I feel that I'm cheating and I did service. So for me, that was 6,000. I put 6,000. So, but when government when the people go in the fee and go to principal office and say, "Look, let me see your teacher credential," because they will even ask you, say, photocopy your teacher credential, send some to us, and have some in your office for verification. Darcy, They will come to your office. The only thing they will just ask you, my man, the bathroom good, my man, the other one good. They will never ask you for, say, bring out your payroll. Let me see the money you say you are paying the teachers. They don't ask you because when they ask you technical question in my mind, they feel that when they go in, you will not transport them. That's all. So there are a lot of things that are lacking in this country. There are a lot of things that are lacking in this country that we as young people now that have the strength, we need to use our platform to force national government to listen. As Gabriel said, this problem is an old age problem. From government to government, government can, government go, we are still experiencing. Look, a government that come and put a few on the ground say, from today in Liberia, private school should pay teacher this amount. If you cannot pay teacher this amount, we close your school. Private school will do. Because government just said, no parade, no gala day in the street. It stopped.
And you're not only restricted to government school, you're restricted to all schools in Liberia. Ain't seen it?
That's what I'm telling you now.
The same thing can happen. Like you saying.
That's what I'm telling you now. Government just came up with an amount for graduation fees, and it taking effect in the country. So as Gabriel said, a government can come up and say, look, all schools in the country, people will see certificate, you pay them this amount. People with B certificate, you pay them this amount. People with BSc, AA, and the degree list go up, pay them this amount. If you cannot meet up the standard, your school will not function. Private schools teacher, private schools owner are making serious money for school in this country. Darcy, I have been around education now since 2014. My brother, to the far down, some of us now we are just rejecting administrative position in the schools that we are working. I know, man, okay, yeah, let's just become veteran teacher. Yeah, when you ask us to do it, we'll do it, but we don't want to hold position. Why would that hold now? And then you stay whole day, you work. At the end of the day, you still make some more money. Nobody pay you for your service. So from the day we left, we say, no, we don't want to hold position. And yeah, the least position that we are holding now, some people look at us and say, be sport director, just to say, yeah, how often we can play game. But we don't want to hold any serious position now that will tie us down because no money. We are underpaid.
So roughly we having like 9 more minutes to end this live because I received some urgent call and we have to try to wrap it up. But I just want to just something quickly on what Blamo said about the government trying to look into private school to see how best they can come in and chip with private school and teachers' salary. That alone, that should be something that the government actually need to look into. But I want to ask this question to Ambassador Doe. The private school are paying tax to the government, right? Or there's a specific amount they are paying to the education ministry? I want to know. Are they paying tax to the government, the private schools?
Yes. So the tax we are paying, one for LRA, it comes in 2 ways. The first one given to the Ministry of Education that schools pay through LRA is, we call it operational permits.
Yeah,
for your school to operate. So the operational permit now, it varies as per your school fees. So the operational permit law say, because they charge the school fees as per class level. So like for instance, your higher money, like for instance, somebody in 12th grade when they are paying 32,000, it means your operational permit fees will be 32,000 because of the money, of the total money you charge the school, you charge the student. I'm sorry, the higher money, one of the student money go for operational permits. Yeah, and then LRA came in again. When your annual salary is 70,000, and your annual for a whole year, like for instance, when they are paying you 70,000, when they're paying $7,000, you're supposed to pay tax to government through LRA. Yeah, you're supposed to pay tax to government through LRA, and then they will give you what we call the tax pin. Yeah, so that's the way. But the direct way the schools are paying it is through the operational permit, and then the other one that teachers, with the teachers that are up paying to LRA, once your annual salary is 7,000 and above.
Okay, so what I wanted to say, since Blambo said the government need to look into the private schools to help with the teacher's salary, I think with the before the academic year, the government should request for all of the private schools teachers or their payroll to see how much they will be spending and within this academic year. And if they see it like somebody receiving 5,000, 6,000, at least the government can
Yeah.
try to, for example, now Blambo, the government can say, oh, the 5,000 people, let us only the 2,000, 3,000 over their money. Let the government be able to at least chip in with a little amount
Yeah.
to these private schools to help that instructor them too. Not only them. I think it will be helpful for them out there too. Blambo, I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. That would be helpful. That is something.
yeah.
Actually,
So if the
need to-
private school is paying 5,000, if the private school is paying the instructor 5,000, I think the government can say, okay, since the private is paying the instructor 5,000, we'll be able to add 2,000 on the instructor salary. Ain't seen it?
Oh yeah.
It'll be helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It'll be
that should
helpful.
be a specific budget that it will be coming from the government to all private schools. And you see
Yes.
instructor them paying key attention to that lesson, paying attention to the students. You see, all these things won't be
For sure.
happening when you see students going to teachers say, I want bribing and all that stuff. They'll be serious going for classes to teach students. If somebody
Oh,
making
yeah.
if somebody making 8,000 or 9,000, the government say, okay, send the person making 8,000, we'll add 3,000 over the person money. So meaning the person will be making like, if the person making 9,000, the person will be making like 10, 11, let's say 12,000, the person will be making, adding 3,000 there. Ain't seen it? So it'll be helpful for that
Yeah.
person. It'll be something that will be motivation to them through the topic on the school. It will motivate all of the instructors in our country to pay key attention to that lesson. And when they go in class, they will be serious, because if they go in class and they know that at the end of the month, not only the private school 5,000, they will be depending on. The government will be adding something on that 5,000 that will be like 7,000 or 8,000. They will be walking away with it.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
see that? So these are things that the government actually need to look into. Ambassador Do, these are things the government actually need to look into. The Ministry of Education need to look into this. They need to tip in to the private schools. Then they can't just leave everything to the private school. All of, I mean, they'll buy. I don't want to call it buy school because they are imparting knowledge, even though the salary is low. They are imparting knowledge. But if you go to some of these schools that beyond, someone they paying teacher 2,000, 2,500 per month. Look at that type of money, but people still sacrificing. If the government can come in to say, "Oh yeah, let's try to add some, try to add extra fee on this amount," they paying the people, bro. Teachers will be respected in our country. Teacher will pay attention to their classroom, and students will start getting the adequate knowledge that they deserve to get.
Oh yes, for sure. And there's one reason say, well, most teachers now say that they are going to government entities and leaving the private space empty, because everybody chasing their own benefit too. And I don't blame them for it, because we all have to look after ourselves and have our family, right? But that would be helpful if government try to like and prepare a budget where they will like and step on the back of private school teachers, yeah, in order to budget our efforts to, and also show appreciation for the sacrifices too they are also making. Yeah, so you said it right, Maurice.
Yeah, so I think we are running out of time. We are running out of time. Time is our greatest enemy. I will soon be wrapping up to run back to work, and it's not easy. So I appreciate every one of you for taking your time to join the podcast. Tomorrow going to be the random discussion. We're hoping to see you guys appearing here tomorrow again. So Ambassador Do, some of these things when we talk some of these things on the podcast, I want us to extend it on our personal page. So moving forward, like I started doing Blamo, whenever we get you with the post, I will try to cut each of you guys part, and then you guys can post it on your personal page so that these messages can go out. Yeah, let it go out. Let try to spread some of
Oh
these
yeah.
things. I believe the government officials, the people that in top position, they are not actually following some of the local platform there. They only focusing on the top platform that only focus on politics, invite people to discuss how many dollars they're taking from Wodogisi Mountain,
Yeah,
this and that.
yeah.
How many dollars they're
Only
taking?
the money
Yeah,
missing.
how many dollars taking for Wodogisi Mountain? Why they all a concession agreement and they not actually in place? These are things that they want to focus on. But there are other areas in society that are actually killing people. People don't even talking about it. So we are having a petty platform. Then when we say these things, let's try to spread the message. At least some of them will come across and they will say, "Oh yes, what these guys are saying it made a lot of sense.
Oh,
Let's
yes,
go to
true.
our people. Let's go to our people and put this idea in front of them and see if it can work up." And I believe it can work up. So guys, thank you so much. Let me just get each of you guys parting comment and then we just call it a day. Let me start with you, Blambo, and then I'll end up with Ambassador Do.
All right, so and I want to say thanks to our platform, right, for such a fascinating and educative and topic. And I also want to say thanks to those who have been following us. We'll make sure that we continue to spread the message. That one day the message will hit the people or the person who can be able to change it for the better. So I want to say, God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks to everyone too.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
So Ambassador Do, you can come in.
Yeah, thank you, Darcy, and thanks to Gabriel and the rest of the panelists that are not here today. We are under obligation to keep this platform active to inform of our people outside Liberia about the happening and to use this platform to force those in leadership position to listen so that things in our country can change. As you rightly said, we will do it our business to help spread the messages on our platform so that those who can follow us as well can listen. And one day we believe that change will come to Liberia. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate every one of you for taking upon your time to join this live broadcast today. So I'll just go through the conversation quick. I think today we have Confident Juliet from Carwell following. So we say thank you for following our broadcast today. So again, if you just joining, this is the Humanity Conversation. The Humanity Conversation is a podcast that highlight major human interest stories and development in Liberia and other part of the world. Today is Monday, the 3rd of November, 2025, having to be the recess period segment. And today we discuss on the challenges of teacher motivation and salary delay in Liberia, what should be done and what teachers should be expecting from the Ministry of Education, most especially teacher teaching in the private sector. What are challenges that they are going through when it comes to salary delay, when it comes to the increasement of the salary from various institutions. So give your view. If you come across this live after this live broadcast, just give your view through the comment section so that we can see how best to push this message out there to reach out to our stakeholders to see how best they can look into this. Again, my name is Morrison Dawson Jr. and that's how I would like to draw the curtain for today's edition. Thank you ever so much for joining. If you see, oh yeah, it's going to be tomorrow on our random discussion segment. So thank you. Bye-bye from my end.
Listen, you not need to tell me what's happy. I can see it in your eye, no something happy. See, you're not talking, but your heart talking. Telling me you're hungry, you're not getting nothing. You're bold, you can't afford. Some of your life more than dig hole and cover hole. Some of your lost you the civil war. Some of your breadwinners sitting home, government said no job.